Hello and welcome to 30 Frames a Second. That's right. I don't need to tell you what day it is. It's Takeover Tuesday. I think you know that. Do not leave us. Don't you turn that station. We have an incredible show for you today. Today the women take over. Nat's in the control room where we like him. Let's start the show. Welcome to 30 Frames a Second. Hello. You know, I have a love and hate relationship with Nat's openings. They are so talented, because we can all admit he's a genius, but it always gives away who our guest is. Yes, we have Louis from Harlem's Haberdashery. I'm going to get to that in 1 minute. Let me start with our Veronica Kitt. You all know her. She is the founder of the People's Film Festival. She is a producer, host, director, friend, all-around Renaissance woman, and our political, I will keep you straight person of the team.
Yes.
Welcome, Veronica.
And singer.
We will. She said singer, for those of you who didn't hear under your breath, but that's another story. We will be joined shortly by Nure Wells. She will be coming from another event. So she'll be sneaking in, but let's get to our guest host, Louis. Louis, welcome.
Thank you.
We are so excited to have you here at 30 Frames a Second.
This is going to be fun.
Yes, and I dressed up for you.
Oh, I appreciate that.
Thank you very much.
Always be
Thank
TMZ
you very
ready.
much. Did you say TMZ ready?
TMZ ready.
Yeah.
Always. There you go.
Louis, now, your title is Trend Specialist.
Yes.
Am I correct? What does that mean, Trend
So
Specialist?
Trend Specialist means that I am the final say of what comes in the boutique. You know, so that means that if you come to me and you say I want to place my things in it, I will look it over and see if you work with our aesthetics. If there's no holes and no sewing, stitching, and things to that nature, then we'll
Has to be of a certain quality.
It has to be.
Now, again, we are discussing Harlem Haberdashery, so we want to be sure you know exactly where that is.
Yes.
Now, what type of clothing? Is it open to everyone and everything, clothing-wise, the store?
So our boutique is a family-owned boutique first, and we have 9 family members under the boutique umbrella who are all brand creators of themselves.
Wow.
So we have maybe 7 to 9 different creations of brands under our umbrella in the boutique. We try to just keep it with all of our, our brands, just so we don't have to worry about anybody else, saying, hey, my stuff is in there too. Well, no, it's all the family that's in there now. Yes. So.
Excellent.
Yes.
And for people who are looking to put their things in, do they need to have manufacturers? The problem I see with a lot of newer designers, they'll do a fashion show, you'll want that one piece, and then they have to try to go back and buy the fabric. Because of course they have to stockpile fabric, and then they're making 1 or 2 pieces. Does your store first allow 1 or 2 pieces? Is that fine? And with people, do they have to, have manufacturers? Do they have to be able to supply you with different sizes? How does that work?
Well, we would prefer you supply us with different sizes. I wouldn't suggest that you come to us with 1 or 2 pieces. Because if I sell you on the first day, then what am I going to do on the third day?
There we go.
And when you have case and troubles where you don't have a manufacturer, with our brand that created our boutique, 5001 Flavors, we can create your one-of-a-kind pieces for you.
Wow.
Yes.
Okay, that is absolutely Nure. We are so glad you joined us here.
Hello.
And for those of you who don't know, Nure is the host of the Thrift and Chicks Vintage podcast, and she's our contemporary reseller as well. So we're happy to have that fashion sense here. That's great. Ladies, did you have any questions before I bogart? Because I have so many questions for Louis.
But if he can just kind of like go back a bit in terms of what Harlem Haberdashery is. The haberdashery meaning basically everything. That you remember the buttons and the
correct, and I'm glad that you said that too, because that's what actually happens. We are centered on Lenox Avenue between 122nd and 123rd Street, one of the major streets of Harlem now, definitely for bars and restaurants. But we have our wonderful family-owned boutique, and haberdashery means custom or bespoke clothier. So since everything in that boutique is made by us here in the South of the Bronx in our loft, that is haberdashery.
Yes.
Now, when you travel, Europe and all these places, obviously, that you've been, most people think of it as a notions and potions where we go and get our buttons and our zippers. And another set thinks it's hats, for fine gentlemen. But again, ours is custom and bespoke clothier, and since we make it, we are haberdashery.
Yes, love it.
Yes.
And in Harlem, and in such, especially when you look at what's happening in Harlem today, and here it is, we have you there maintaining the history we can take it all the way back to the Harlem Renaissance.
Correct.
When you think, right, and so when I look at the clothing, I look at the styles, especially the men clothing wear and the designs that you have, vintage. When you walk into the shop, you just walk back in time.
We try to keep our fashion statements trending, not trendy, because that's
love that.
here July 5th and gone July 19th.
I love that.
So we keep it trending, something that's going to be on trend for years to come. We don't believe in date stamps and times put on our clothing because, again, if you have something that said 1988, then why are you wearing it in 2012? I'm happy that you keep your clothes well-mannered and things like that. But, sweetie, if it says 1989, and if unless it's your birthday, I really don't want to see it on your clothes.
Hey.
You know, so
Right.
we keep it like
the
that.
8-ball jacket.
The 8-ball
What's that
jackets
rainbow jacket? I have the
Members
rainbow.
only.
Yeah, I'm the last member. That's what the race says. I got a
So you know what? But things like members only, where they kept it really cute with just the members only here and kept the
Classic.
creative details in it, that's something fine.
Okay.
But when we got zebra stripes, you know, with a red polka dot, I don't even wear polka dots in my socks because I don't want to look like I got a big old ankle. You know, so I don't do polka dots. But you know, when you have things like that that are making too much of a detail, first off, you might be putting yourself in a certain time of season. You know, because there's only times we can wear linen, and that means after July 4th.
Yes.
Wow.
Until
You
August
should
31st.
no, you don't. We don't
You
wear
know,
linen in
we
the
don't wear
winter.
patent leather after we wear patent leather from Thanksgiving to Easter Sunday morning. Now, Easter Sunday night, take them patent leather shoes off and get yourself ready for the next season. So there's seasons of things to that nature. When you
But it's so
start
funny
getting
he's
out
saying
there.
that because a lot of times you hear people say, well, don't you wear white after Labor Day or whatever, you know, stockings.
But then our summer
but are we
ends on the 21st.
So what are we talking about? Are we talking about tradition or are we talking about just old time fads or say, you know, that we, you know, said in the past, you know, like what are we talking about? Are we really talking about style? Are we really talking about tradition? Or we're just talking about folklore?
I think those that still to this day are stuck on we don't wear white after Labor Day, those are people who got the home training from their parents and their parents' parents. Because if you actually looked at on calendar, we don't end summer until September 21st, September 22nd. So you're trying to tell me because it's Labor Day happened at the beginning of September, I can't wear my white shoes still during summer? Now, what if it's 90 degrees?
Yeah.
I'm supposed to put on some black?
What if you're Lisa Ray?
And now they even say
White
winter
year-round.
white.
There is a winter
There's
white.
a winter
it's an ivory.
white.
It's,
It's
an
an
A shell.
ivory.
It's an A crew. You know, those are things that I wear. So my whole change is I actually dress from shoe up. You know, so I
So
look
do
up. I get up in the morning. I walk up my stairs. I look outside my window and I see what the weather is like to know what shoe I want to
Really?
put on that ground.
Wow.
Yes. You know, so that's how you kind of keep the white things. And you know, you're not gonna wear white if it's about to rain.
No.
You know, that's the first
Or
thing that's gonna
snow,
get dirty.
or muddy,
Right,
dirty.
right.
Yes.
So, so those
Yes.
are the things. So I think that most people now are starting, especially our fashionistas and our fashion men, they're starting to look at things that way of, okay, is this the right weather to wear this instead of season? Because I see people wearing white all day. I saw somebody in white pants yesterday.
When
So-
Florida, they do. Coming from Florida and Miami, they
No,
do.
no.
They
But what
do.
about men with snakeskin shoes?
Well, why
I was
are they
told
in
Why?
those?
Are you flirting with one?
No,
Walk
no.
away. Leave him
Wait,
alone.
see, there she go. And that's what I meant. You would hear
Is he at the
people
juke
say,
joint?
don't talk to a man that's
we
wearing
don't
snake
do
shoes. You better stay away from him.
Well, because what year was he born?
Well, that must
No.
be a Harlem
Now,
thing.
a loafer.
Is it a Harlem
No,
thing?
a loafer
Now, there are some
with a
great
big leg linen pant.
crocodile
Okay,
trousers.
crocodile.
Okay.
Yes.
Crocodile
Okay.
shoes.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know,
Oh,
Snake skin,
okay.
crocodile, there's
Okay.
I was
In a
gonna say.
A
loafer.
snake skin.
Not a high boot where the ankle come up and is pointed, but a loafer
Chelsea
would be
boot
nice.
in a croc or a snake skin is
Tell
fine.
all men not to be wearing any more pointed shoes.
Okay.
Unless you home on the range, don't put no pointed shoes
Glad you said
on.
that.
Please.
No, and you know, as a woman, this is going to sound crazy. There are two things I look at when a man approaches me. Of course, your breath can't smell. That's a given. Teeth and face,
Okay.
that's a given. It has to be. Nails have to be clean. They don't have to be. And one really long, walk away. I know, I can't tell. But shoes. My
pimp
father
shoe.
always taught me to look at a man's shoes and look at the heel of the shoe.
Correct.
Is it worn down? Is it, I'm not kidding. That's exactly where I go when someone goes to talk to me.
And it's no shade. It just means that he probably walks a lot, takes
Yeah.
the train a lot.
Or don't have another pair
Or
of
don't
shoes.
have another pair of shoes.
Well,
Because I take the train a lot,
Tell
but
him
I
to
get
call
my
me.
heels.
I got over 200 pairs of shoes. If he is 11 and a half, he can have at least a pair.
Oh my
We
goodness.
cannot be walking in the
Where
same
do
shoe. You
you
gotta allow
get
your
those,
shoes.
Louis?
Oh my goodness, I'm so embarrassed of my home. I really
No,
am.
but are they like in the bags that are hanging?
No. These are in boxes.
But
Probably.
clear, you can't see them then.
Oh, but I know what color shoes are in each box. So
I
each
love
shoe
it.
is either,
Organized.
yes, it has to, I know where all my brown shoes is. I know where all my blue shoes. I know where my green and my blue are actually in the same box. 'Cause I don't have too many of
No,
both
I
of
have
those.
to see mine. Mine have to be clear where I can
Oh
see.
no, I know where they are.
But talking about shoes, let's go back a bit. On 125th Street, I believe on 7th Avenue, British Walker.
Back in the day.
Shoes. Iconic. Talk about that, because here it is now. We've done transition, and what we knew to be a part of our style and fashion is no longer there.
Well, your neighbor, who is
Yes.
your neighbor?
His name is Dapper Dan.
Love them.
Yes.
I know. His
So
son.
that's a
Delani.
throwback,
Yes, that's
correct? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So his place, that corner is becoming really something quite
Correct.
special.
It is, and I was happy just to have another person walking in the same ministry as I say.
That's the way.
And that is to get our young men and our young women fly. It didn't have to
Yes.
be whoever it was.
Yes.
I just wanted somebody else to help me.
Yes.
Just in case I didn't do that navy blue jacket, maybe he did it.
Visual
So
is
I just
so
wanted somebody to be
important.
on the block that was gonna
Don't
be
judge me
helping.
how I look. Visual is
And
important.
it's always
Yeah.
important.
Excuse me.
It always
You know
is.
what? I'm sorry. I don't, because I know she's going to bring you back, but when you said fly, I thought about Missy Elliott. Super
Yes.
duper fly.
One
Did
of our
y'all
clients.
create that?
Yes.
You created that?
Long-lasting clients, yes.
Love
Did you
that
really?
Silver suit.
Wow.
Yes.
Me and Super
Most of the
Fly.
things that you
Super
have
duper
seen
fly.
out there for the last 28 years, thank God, coming May, will be 5001 flavors.
Yes.
Everything.
Yes.
You know, the balloon things, all the stuff from Puffy and Mason, all this,
Yes.
all that.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Wow, that's
That was
history
definitely-
right
yes.
there.
How did you
Wow.
design them? Did you look at them and say, oh, I want them to have this? Or did you hear the music and say, this is what needs to be? Or were we just going for something that was so unique? Because that outfit Missy had was just unbelievable.
Well, so when it comes to video and things like that, there is a director who has his ideal of what he wants to see come across in visual from the song that you're singing. Most times there are celebrities that have their own stylist. There are clients that come to us just one-on-one who wants us to just make something for them because they don't have time for a stylist. When it came to Missy Super Duper Fly, I think that may have actually been created by June Ambrose and my business partner, Guy Wood. You know, mostly
Wood.
everything Guy would do, he's helping the stylist anyway, because Guy is a beast of all mankind.
Wow.
Like his fashion statements are just incredible every morning. Every morning. I wake up to say, what would Guy Wood wear? And then I put a Louis Johnson twist on it. But going back to that, Guy would probably be the most person who would always say, why don't you flip it this way, because that's going to make more sense, or that's going to make it stand out a little differently. So it was always a creative thing between stylist and our business.
And how
partner.
long has the store been there?
The store is celebrating 8 years, May.
All right.
Yes. Yes, we are happy for that. Yeah.
Okay. And for the holidays, moving forward, because we are in that holiday season, for our young ladies, is there anything that you see really fashion forward right now? That's it seems to me I'm seeing a lot of leopard, which I'm not a fan of, or animal print, which there's nothing against it, but I'm seeing a lot of that. Is there anything?
That's leading up to killing that turkey that's going to be on your table on
Okay.
Thanksgiving.
All right.
Because if I see one good leopard, the day of Thanksgiving, they might be the next day's dinner. You
Okay.
know, how we do the leftovers.
Right.
I might put them in that big old gumbo pot and put them together. I think that when you are looking at holidays that are set holidays, that are known holidays for different details, kind of create your image so that they know you are celebrating these holidays. I'm happy all the day long. You know, so when it comes to Thanksgiving, I got all my mannequins in there and stories of oranges and burnt oranges and, you know, greens and things like that leading up for harvest.
Yes.
Going into
The
holiday.
mustards, all the cranberries.
when you're thinking about things like that, I would definitely, without being a Christmas tree, putting on all green or putting on green and red, because that's so passé, you just start looking at things that work with those blacks, golds. sometimes silver, depending on what time of day. I would say silver between daytime to 4:30. Put your golds on after 4:30 and on for your evening events.
Wow.
So I would always do things that kind of create the ideal of what season we are in.
Okay.
I love that. I do.
you.
I love that. Because a lot of times I always ask, what are we wearing? What is the season? And since you're the trend setter, understanding how people's behaviors change, I never think about the festive part. Sometimes it becomes overwhelming. Like especially when you look at Kwanzaa.
I was just going to say,
And as everyone's wearing African.
yeah,
Okay,
she celebrates Kwanzaa over Christmas,
Yeah.
so yeah, that's do you dress more in a
I do.
African?
Well, when I have my ceremony, I do.
Do you head wrap?
Yes, I do. I love it. Yes, I do.
Okay,
Yes.
all
But even
right.
the simple suit of today, the go-to everyday black suit with a white glove. even
Everybody should
adding
have a go-to suit.
hair, or if you wanted to hairdress and then
Right.
add a brooch to it, that shows holiday. It shows festive.
And it's
it
not
shows
overkill.
celebration. Not at all.
Yeah.
Not at all.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. Because sometimes you kind of like.
Okay, so then I just gotta talk about the giraffe in the room. That's what I'm gonna call it, the elephant in the room.
Okay.
Gentlemen walking the streets with their pants way below they should be.
Well, you know what? I will say this. I thank God for them because they are the reasons why we opened up our shop 8 years ago.
Okay.
I'd never even, as a man, 52 years old, I never even knew we had underwear called Allen Solly. They're sold at JCPenney's. But I found that out when I saw a young man sitting outside of Red Rooster having lunch with the most beautiful woman, and she was dressed so impeccable. And then as I came up on them coming from behind, I said, well, Allen Solly? Those are underwear? And I couldn't understand, why am I seeing this brother's underwear? And then his dark blue trousers, he had on Timberlands and they were scuffed. So it was people like him who made us open up the boutique. But it's people like us that are here to not talk about you as bad, but to bring you in to share with you why we are talking about you, so that when you do walk out, you will not be talked about any further except for how fly he looks when he walked out.
Right.
Because there are options.
There are. It's a
There
belt.
are options.
It's
You
called
can
a belt.
still be fly. You said it's called a belt.
It's called a belt.
That's the simple. I mean, that's the simplest option. Yes.
Yes.
Why not?
No,
wear
but
a
I
belt?
mean, I think young men think that's a trend and I got to be in on it to be somebody. I believe they really believe that. And I'm trying to say that they can be fashion forward without showing their buttocks.
You can and you should. That's a growing thing. From my education I got, it came from the brothers that were in jail that could not wear belts.
Right.
Because what they were
Removed the
doing was
belt.
removing
Right.
things that you don't
Right.
hang yourself and whip nobody. And so these young men that are taking that in jail trend to bring outside, I'm not sure why they're doing it. I think it's kind of tacky. I know a lot of my clients that do come in, the first thing I do is I look them up and down. Wear your belt, you got belt loops, and why you ain't got no belt on? And if the pants are fitting you where you don't need it, then take the belt loops off. Remove them. Why you got on white socks with colored shoes?
I
We
blame
got
women.
every color sock out there. Don't wear the white socks with no colored shoes. So I get on to people.
I blame women, Louis.
You do?
I blame that if every woman said, we will no longer talk to any man that I can see their underwear, I believe they would stop doing it.
Yeah.
I think it's an age thing, though, because I really wouldn't call it a trend, because it's something that every young guy, like maybe starting in middle school, to their early, maybe mid-20s, they do that. So I really don't think it's.
I hope, but I'm seeing 30
When I
and
was in middle school,
40-year-olds.
I remember boys wearing their pants like that, and there may be some truth to that if women stop. But we're talking about little girls,
Well, how about
where
mama?
they think it's cute.
Let me look you up and down before you walk out this door like
No,
this.
but
Yeah.
they do it.
There's
They
moms that do
leave.
that,
yeah,
yeah.
but they take them off when mama.
soon as mama leave, yeah.
When they get to school, they take it off.
See, they didn't have Helen Marie as their mother.
Oh, or Hattie Elizabeth. Yep. Okay, so tell us about the cake. We saw an incredible cake.
Yes.
I want to know about that marriage, because you said there
wow.
was a wedding.
Yes. So when we opened the boutique, just under 8 years now, when we opened the boutique, there was a young lady named Arlinda, I'm sorry, and she has a line called Sophistafunk, the original skirting company. So she was all about skirtings and just light tops, but it was all about these avant-garde, these skirts that come with petticoats underneath them to take, that you can wear in 3 different ways. It was either also a dress, my mommy and me. It was one skirt that a little girl could wear all the way up to a grown-up, depending on sizing.
Wow.
Don't get me wrong. And so she was already somebody that I was working with when I was back in my days styling Faith Evans and Foxy and Toto and things like that. She was one of the ladies I'd go to for my female wear. And so when we opened, we decided, you know what, let's do something that nobody else has ever thought of. You know, we are a predominantly male boutique, accessorized by lady. And so we decided we wanted to marry a female brand because she was in our boutique. So we actually had all the bridesmaids in Sophista-Funk skirts with fascinators and gloves of different colors. Some were even mixed match. I mean, we styled this wedding to a T. All my men were in wingtips and seersucker suits and things of that nature. We had a procession. We actually marched in off of Lenox Avenue, down our stairs. We had seating for the women. They got fans with the wedding announcement on it. The men got pocket squares with Harlem Haberdashery embroidered on it. So we really did this. And that wedding cake was absolutely our wedding cake. It was our beautiful wedding cake. We had a wedding singer, a guy in the backyard playing the guitar. You know, so we had a true all-out wedding.
And you're also doing eyewear now, is that?
We did an eyewear line, yes. We did a partnership with Fat Joe, one of our longtime clients from way back. His line was called Rebello, but it was under the 5001 umbrella. And it went on to be a part of our Escape line, only sold in Bahamas.
Okay, excellent. And am I correct that you just shot your Christmas card and I wasn't invited?
I did.
Okay, all right.
We call ourselves the first family of fashion.
Okay.
Now, there are some families out there, they do take their pictures and some of their fashions is fly. But we are all day, every day, fly family. So we earned the right to be the first fashion family, you know, and so each year we have been accustomed now to doing our holiday Christmas card. And this year, my niece, Iconic Ash, her
name is actually Iconic?
Well, her name is Ashley Muhammad.
Okay.
But her signature is Iconic Ash, and it's E-Y-E.
Okay.
And I'll let you all find her and hear her story because of how you spell iconic. It has to do with the I, and that's the only thing I'll give you.
I love that.
But she created this year's scene, and with our publicist, Jervelle, they did it. They did it. And I mean, our fashion from head to toe. There's no man that looks like a woman. There's no woman that looks like a man, but we're all in the same look.
Okay.
Really? Okay, now you got me. No, because I love a woman in a suit. I own more suits. Oh my gosh, I love a woman in a suit, so I love that.
I'm very happy with that, but I was actually happy with the part that just showed on the camera when it was just showing our intro of our holiday cards, but we really look forward to it. I mean, we've done some really, really crazy things with top hats and, you know, all this little garbs and stuff like that, but this year we went straight back to we are the bosses, because now we are owners of a custom brand. We are owners of a clothing boutique. We are owners of the clothing in the boutique. We are owners of eyewear. We have a whole brand character now. We have liquor.
Wow. Really?
Yes.
What's the name of it?
HH, which is Harlem Haberdashery, but it's HH Bespoke because each bottle and each liquid in that bottle was custom for that bottle. You know, so it's HH Bespoke Spirits.
Okay, and is it wines and scotch and cognac?
It's a gin, a rum, and a vodka.
Okay.
We are sold now in Harlem in 23 different restaurants with signature cocktails.
Okay, wow.
You know, we are in 3 different liquor stores in Harlem, as well as Brooklyn Chop House. We're in Happy Cork in Brooklyn. We've crossed the bridge. You know, Brooklyn gave us love, spread love away.
So
we'll be looking forward to it.
Excellent. So I see perfume in the future, cologne.
So we have a luxury cotton spray, which is right now. So our luxury cotton spray, it's called Sweet Harlem.
Cotton spray.
It's only for cotton, so don't go put it on this good silk.
Okay.
It's for cotton, and one of the things that you can do with it, you can either put it on your clothes if you came in from smoking a cigarette or anything else, but you can also put it on your clothes as you bring it out of the washing machine and use it as a fabric softener as you put it into your dryer.
Nice.
Wow, and where is that sold?
That's sold in our boutique as well.
Okay.
Yes, it is.
I wish I had known that there would have been samples involved, people. I did not know this, okay?
Correct.
I did not know this.
Yes.
Okay, well then, oh my gosh, so much is going on.
Yes, we are really, really, really going to be a brand. There's so much that we have happening.
And they're still talking about your masquerade ball.
They always do, and it's always so fun. But this year, I will tell everybody, you don't want to miss this.
When is the next one? Is it in March?
It's March 14th. It's the second 14th. Saturday of each month,
Okay.
each March, each year. And we found that better because of award ceremonies are still going on.
Okay.
You know, and one year we wanted to honor Bevy, and she couldn't arrive because of Essence was doing one of the houses out there for the California thing. So we moved it to the second, and which is best. And this year we have somebody that's going to blow everybody's mind as our Man of the Year. That's all I was saying.
Wow.
And everyone dresses up in costume? Is there a theme?
So, you know,
It's a masquerade.
so this year's 2020.
Okay.
And so all I have been telling everybody is I look forward to seeing what you will be wearing if you were Judy Jetson, George Jetson, Elroy
Oh,
Jetson.
I know what I'm wearing.
You know,
I know what I'm
there
wearing.
you
Let me
go.
write the
I mean,
date
it's
down.
futuristic. So tell me
Yes.
what you're going to do.
Yes.
Okay,
March
Oh my
14th.
God, that sounds
Show you,
amazing.
show you what you
Yeah, show me what you're
Do
going to do.
you just come, or is it invite only?
No. It is a gala we do every year. It's a fundraising gala sponsoring and benefiting one of our nonprofits, which is Take Care of Harlem.
Okay.
And then also we partnered up with my beautiful friend and sister Dominique Jones, who runs Harlem Boys and Girls Club.
Okay.
And so some of the proceeds do go to Harlem Boys and Girls Club, and then some go to Take Care of Harlem.
And do you sell it by the ticket or by the table?
No, so there is no table because I want you to
Okay.
dance. So don't come up in here no 5-inch shoes if you can't dance, but don't you come in them those Chinese and Japanese flats either. No,
Okay.
that will be not accepted.
Oh, okay.
But what we do not give tables, and we don't do bottle popping because
Okay.
again we are a classy,
Yeah,
you
a
know,
little
so
bit
what, you know, it's just classy and it's
Yeah.
fun, but you dance.
Right,
You know,
right,
Olivia
right.
and Dope is always on the 1s and 2s. We normally
Okay.
have the Rocking Walker Project. I don't know if you've heard them. They're out of Red Rooster, which is Marcus Samus's
I
first group.
love them. They
You know, so
also
normally
perform
are
at
open
Melba's
up.
on Tuesdays as well.
Trusted Mike. Now, do you trust the mic on Tuesday?
I love them.
If you trust
Yes,
the mic
I'm
on
there.
Tuesday, if you trust the mic, then I suggest
You know
should
what?
go.
You know what? You know what? No. Come on.
So it is a thing where, and the ladies and the men, they really pull their all out to do this because actually what they do is they look at us and see what we're wearing.
Where is it, Louis?
It's at Riverside Church. It's
Riverside
in their
Church.
grand ballroom.
Okay.
So
Really?
This is going
That
to be
is
our
huge.
3rd year hosting there.
And how do people get tickets?
You can go online, which there'll be an Evite.
Okay.
And well, it should be done already. There'll be an Evite list where you get it there, or you come into the store. We're now, for the first time, actually going to be selling tickets
Okay.
at Harlem
Nice.
Haberdashery. So
All right.
it just helps some people. We had an elderly lady last year. She was 72. She don't know nothing about no computer. She had an Obama phone, so she didn't know how to even get up on the phone. And so it just kind
Shut
of
up,
felt
Loretta.
bad because she's like, well, I don't know how to do this. I got my cash right here. She pulled out a little paper clip with her money in a little bag.
Paperclip.
And we couldn't even give her a ticket, you know? So it was things like that. So this year, my business partner, cousin Shay, she actually has kind of changed things around.
Okay.
Right.
I'm coming this year. If I'm in the United States, I'm telling you I'm coming.
I will have you as
If
my
I'm
guest.
here, I am coming.
Yes. She
I would-
travels the world.
I would love to know. I've never been inside of Harlem Haberdashery.
Okay.
And like it sounds like such an iconic place, like a place where, because I always have visitors, you know,
Okay.
throughout the year, and like I feel bad, like oh my God, this is a place that I should have been bringing people to all along. So what would be something for someone to look out for when they come into the store, like
Well,
gift
so
idea,
when
something they could take back.
Well, when you walk into the store, first off, I always tell any of our family members, just a lot of people to come in first, because when they walk in, they're going to be, they have no idea, because I'm in the parlor level of a brownstone, and we have it set up like you're coming into our home. So it's like a living room experience, just with a lot of clothes. You know, for my house, a lot of shoes. You know, but for the most part, when you come in, there's all kind of things. We are more set on ready to wear. So there's nice little T-shirts or nice little hats or accoutrements for
Get some
men,
great
from
gifts
brooches
and
and
stuff
things of
for
that
them.
nature. During certain seasons, we have fascinators, you know, turbans for the women, like during the holiday seasons when I normally would bring turbans in, because that's when a lady might not get her hair done, but she still needs to be at Sunday school on Sunday morning. So it's jewel turbans and things like that. But we have different things, and we make everything, you know.
Okay, well,
so
I'm so excited for like the next visitors to come.
I'm
'cause we
glad.
definitely
I'm
want to
glad.
stop
Well,
by.
we might be relatives, so we'll talk about the camera.
Oh, his name was Wells when he saw
I'm
your
Wells.
name.
Okay, oh
My
wow.
family's Wells.
All right, we'll talk
Yes,
after.
definitely.
Yes.
But talk about your background, because I'm curious to know, like this design. Do you make clothing? Do you what is your background? I'm just
So let's see. I started sewing in 6th grade. I was in 6th grade at a school in Seattle, and half the year you have home economics, and the other half you had tailoring. Well, my teacher was of a certain color, I call them WPs. And she didn't know how to cook or couldn't teach me how to cook. I have a Southern black family. You can't teach me how to cook. So what I used to do was sneak my mother's seasonings and help her season the food to make her home happy when she got home. But then she would teach me how to sew.
Wow.
And so I started sewing in 6th grade. I went all the way through high school. I went to the Fashion Institute of Design and Merchandising on a Susan Lucci scholarship.
Wow.
And I graduated as a ladies formal designer.
Los Angeles,
Yes,
right?
yes. 818 West 7th Street. That was my old school, yes. So I graduated as a ladies formal designer. So I was doing wedding gowns and after 5 gowns. And I just thought that the lady was always so fabulous when she left the house. And I used to watch my mother in her ultra sheer pantyhose with the seam up the back and little pointy sling back. And I just thought, oh my gosh, if I could create 1 million of those ladies. And so I went into women's studies, but I could do men if I had to, but for the most part, I do the women.
Wow. And so then you carry that on. But what is your thoughts about like the television shows that they have on now today, Project Runway or these competition shows? Are they real? Are we really getting something that is going to be used to...
No, you know what? And I actually will say they are real. I'm very good friends with Christian Sariano and also with another young man that was on the show, and he came in 2nd place, and his name skips me right now.
I know you're talking about. I watched the show, but I'm just wondering.
But I learned from them how real it really is.
Yeah.
It really is real. And there was some hard times and a lot. Emilio
Right.
Sosa. That's his name. And there were some really hard times that they went through, and I think that the show's actually good. I used to actually set my DVR, but since I got a new cable box, it didn't record it anymore.
I love Project Runway.
But yeah.
But Luce, I'm more disturbed when I see the housewives of this and the love and hip hop of this and the reunion, where so many of the young ladies are just, and I will give it to the men. The men that do the reunion when they come back, oh my gosh, the men, I'm to the T.
Yeah.
Yes, but if I see one more naked bodysuit or one more onesie
Boobs.
or one more cat suit, that it's just so wrong on so many
Asian
levels. Why? Why have we gotten to that point of
There's
how
a lot of
naked
followers
can I
out
be?
there. There's a lot
I
of
think that's
followers.
it.
Is that a
That's it.
trend where they have the entire breast out?
You know, Le Impost, thank God for them back in the days on 8th Street. We used to call that shoe roll back in the days down on 8th Street. Le Impost made that first lavender with the rosettes and things for Lil' Kim. And since I guess she wore it, I guess everybody else thought, now's the time for me to
Kim
expose
was
the breast.
back in the
Why
day, she
wear the
was badass.
onesies at the airport that are clearly pajamas?
Oh.
I'm sorry, at the
I've actually
airport.
never even worn pajamas out my home.
I know, but people
like,
do
you
You see
now.
'em now.
And they're
that's
wearing
for sure.
slippers now. They're so cute, though.
For
the little
the
fur.
house.
Yes,
You said the
Veronica.
fur slippers
The
are
furry-
cute?
Yeah,
Did
oh,
So
I've
you
never
first
see
off,
them? And they
you
wearing
should
them
never have a
walking.
slipper, which is going to be for your hot day to keep your toes cool. But you're going to put some bear claw fur up on top of it? I saw a girl
With
a few
your
days
toes
ago.
out, yeah.
Right.
It doesn't make sense.
Now, see,
It doesn't
I
seem
think that
practical.
if somebody is flying creative enough, if you took that and wore it in your early days of fall, again, before Halloween,
Thick winter sock.
maybe a high sock, give some type of flavor to it, give a style to it. Why are you doing
Make
it?
it
Because
make
we're not
sense.
wearing fur in the summer, so why are you wearing these fur claws?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I never understood that. Now, I don't do bathroom, I don't do them slippers and them things, I don't do no pajamas at no
either.
airports.
No.
I think it's
So
tacky
that
and
is
it's
a
tight.
Okay, what about the men with the
Faux pas.
socks and the slippers?
Oh.
When they do the, Nike sand, but they have on socks.
Yeah, those disappoint me too. And
Okay. I thought it was just me.
No, it
I thought it was a
disappoints
college
me.
thing, though. In colleges,
No,
they
these are
wear
grown men doing
they
this.
wear slippers and they go to
Anyway.
Class and stuff, yeah, because they're cold.
But what was
Yeah.
the movie that it came from? I think it was either Boys in the Hood or
Was it?
it was one of those movies where
Oh, I wasn't checking for that.
it was
fast.
like a Snoop Dogg or something.
and they had to
And-
You
and-
better
and-
stop.
and-
You
and-
have
and that
people
could-
writing in.
You know what?
Yeah,
And that
I was in
actually
middle
could be
school, so I
a West
definitely
Coast
remember.
thing because I'm from Seattle. So, and trust me, when
Very
I
relaxed.
use the word country, it doesn't mean that they came from down south. They just country. They're just bumpkins. I just think it's a country behavior when you wear white socks and some slippers, or when you wear white socks and some colored shoes.
Right.
It's just
Yes.
country.
Yes.
Because
Yeah.
it's lazy.
definitely a West
Yeah.
You know, but for the thing, I don't know where that came from. I don't know why they're doing that. I wish that they would stop. Some young men are not happy with their feet.
That's what I
And
think.
so they will put on
Socks.
socks with the slipper, but if you're not happy with your feet
Wear
to
a
wear
sneaker.
Do
the slipper
something with
without
your
socks,
feet.
they're going to put the sneakers back on.
Keep
Yes.
sneakers.
Yes,
Sneakers.
because it's not
Yes.
cooler. You got on socks.
Right. Yeah, so just go
And
for that.
speaking of sneakers and Nike, you guys actually delve into video and commercials and things. The Nike commercial with LeBron James.
Yes. We made it.
Love it. When I first saw his series, because he does a lot of little commercials, it is the funniest thing. I'm like, oh my God, I didn't know y'all were a part of that.
Mm-hmm.
But he's an amazing actor. He doesn't know it yet. I don't think
True.
I don't think he
Tell
knows
us
it yet.
about
Well, I think
Yeah.
now that he's doing his podcast, I think he's finally kind of delving into getting closer and more comfortable with being in front of the camera. But yeah, no.
Tell us about it.
We worked with that with a young lady named Rachel Johnson, who is a stylist, and Rachel's also the same young lady that brought us the cover of GQ for Colin Kaepernick. You know, so she is the young lady that said, "Hey, I know can't nobody else do this but y'all. This is what I'm looking for. What do you think?" And Guy Wood just went into that lab up there in the Bronx and came out with a masterpiece. And the clothing was impeccable, everything. I think we made so many things
The
for that commercial.
shoe.
Yeah.
Ooh.
But we had so much fun with that. And then Iconic Ash, she went off to do her branch with Nike for a women's shoe. So we did a lot of things. It was fun. It was fun.
Wow.
And moving forward in Harlem, are you seeing? We often talk about how the mom and pop stores are now going, and we got the Victoria's Secrets and the Whole Foods and the Olive Gardens. And are you seeing a different type of person coming in your store? Is it beneficial to you? Is it kind of leveling out now? Is it?
Normally the folk that shop on 125th are not the ones that come into my boutique.
Okay, who does?
The people that come into my boutique are those that want to have a difference when they step out their house.
Got it.
The people that shop on 125th, there's nothing against them, but this sweater was made 45 times. So now I got to go to a party, and there might be two other of you. I'm going to throw my red glass of
I
wine
would say
on
they're
you, so
on
you go
trend
home.
people, right?
No,
They're-
those are trendy.
Trendy people.
Those are trendy
They're
people.
trendy.
They're looking for
Okay.
what's
They're
trendy.
following trends.
Yeah, they're following
Okay.
trends right now, and so it's a different story. Then I have to blame some of us for those outlet stores on 125th because those that love Woodbury Common and all those other outlet places, when they get to the cash where they say, "Would you like to leave your zip code for reference of where you came from?" Once they started seeing all the zip codes with 10027, 10026, 10031, oh,
We need to
Harlem
be
must
there.
need an outlet. So let's give them the outlet Gap. Let's give them the outlet Banana Republic. I don't want no outlet Banana Republic. I got cash longer than them.
I don't either.
Right.
You know, so I want the real things up
Got
there.
it.
So those most of those places have been closing down, but then those that are surviving are those outlet stores because they have bigger money-making people behind them. But the smaller places that we used to have, where they had some good places, they were forced out. They were forced out because the rent was going up higher.
Talk about survival in Harlem, the new Harlem, because I don't know, because we do film. I remember a film called The Changing Face of Harlem by Sean Beatty. She's actually a Harlemite as well. She did 10 years documenting Harlem as it changed. So today we have the marches, the protests, say no to Soha and everything like that.
Correct.
We back in the days we had the white flight. Today they're back at reverse. They're back here in Harlem. The mom and pops, like she said, is no longer. They're moving now. Survival in Harlem, I think, would be challenging. But I think also, well, you tell me, but I think because you have such an amazing niche that they cannot duplicate. But you
Correct.
tell me.
And there's a couple of others up there. You have Princess Jenkins from the Brownstones.
Yes,
Brownstone. The
Princess.
Brownstone.
You have places like us. I would say us, not just me. I would say us that are doing things that they know they cannot find. I call
Cannot.
Princess's Shop every church lady's heaven.
It is.
If you need a shoulder
It
pad,
is, it is.
you got it.
The
If you need a
high-low
say something hat,
thing over,
you got it.
yes.
If you need a bell sleeve for the
Yes,
choir
yes.
thing, you got it.
Yes.
So Princess survives because there's nobody else like that around.
Yes.
We survive in Harlem because there's nobody else like us. Nobody can actually make a suit in a day like we can.
Wow.
Nobody can. So we do free alterations. So we give you perks. For coming in there because I can't expect you to be a size less than a 2,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
because I have a size 4 on the rack, you're not gonna be able to get it. No, let me do my complimentary alterations for
Wow.
you. So this is made to fit
Do you give me Harlem or do you give me me? Do you
I give you what you asked for.
Okay.
And then what my job is to when I hear and listen to what you say you want, then my idea is to create that for you, but done that nobody else has done. You know, I also find happiness down in the upholstery department at Mood, you know, and make my jackets for parties. Because everybody else is so busy going up into these Zars and everything, getting velvets. Velvet was done 7 years ago when I did that for Tommy Hilfiger's birthday. And pink, you know, so we done with that. You know, so I would give you what you're asking for, but just add our twist to it.
So what
it's
was
always going to be so Harlem.
Right. So then what was the key thing that made others attract to you? I know the 5001.
Correct.
So what was it that made everyone else jump on it? Like, you need to go there. What initially was that one particular outfit, or was that one particular client that said, this is the place to be? Here it is now, hence 10 years later, keep coming back here. We watched the transit. You guys started before hip hop even emerged.
Correct.
You were already
We were
doing
doing it,
this
yes.
fashion
We were doing
back
it.
then. I mean, you know, we had Dapper Dan, but we
Yes.
had you too, 5001.
Correct.
Yeah, yeah. So what was it?
You know, I think that we really opened up the store for the folks that are not near us. You know, I did Chris Brown for the MTV Awards, and he wore all white, and they had him flying through the air in this white suit. And I had so many people from North Dakota, South Dakota, Nebraska. How can I get that suit? How can I get this? Where did that suit come from? You know, and since it was a 5001 flavor suit, you know, people follow the celebrities and they see what they're wearing, and when they bless us by putting our names in the credits, that's how most people find out about it. You know, and that's how a lot of the word got out. But again, you have a family-owned boutique with 9 to 11 different characters and personalities under one umbrella, and we also all have different phones and social media. And so people are watching Ashley, but they'll see Ashley's aunt, that Style Dog Lou, come through, you know, or they'll see Guy, her uncle, come through with this fly denim jacket with lined and fur, you know, so they want, well, where is all these people? Where are they doing? So that's what really gets a lot of people in, because they really want to come and meet us, you know, and we are truly a card. We really, we're up for so many different reality shows, but in reality shows, we had to have it real.
Right.
I didn't want cameras in my face. I want cameras in the corner so you can catch me. Because once you put a camera in my face, I'm going to
changes
shot.
everything.
You know,
Yeah,
but if you
yeah.
put it up in that corner, you can't help but get everything
That's
we said. You know, so people kind of see our IG stories and they see us and they're like, I want to meet these people. We get a lot of folks. We have a lovely family dynamic, and we have a wonderful publicist, Kimberly Wilson, who just gets us out there.
You know, you
puts us out
mentioned,
there.
and I'm going to get back, but you mentioned something about your whole business model. You said there's 9 different people here in individuality, but yet you're operating on one umbrella. I'm thinking about Wu-Tang Clan. They did the same thing. They had all of the different artists. You had Method Man, you had, you know, RZA, you had Old DB, but yet they were still connected.
Correct.
Power.
Correct.
Smart.
It is. Some would say that we was crazy, but you know, sometimes crazy will come out for the good. It will really come out for the good.
So moving forward and talking about the new year.
Okay, you want calls?
Oh, do we have callers? You know, we got so caught up on Lewis.
We love him. You are like a, oh my
No,
God,
but I'm
not
not so many things. Forgive us, caller. Call if there is a caller, please. Hello and welcome to Manhattan Neighborhood Network. Question or comment?
Hello. Hello, this is Sheila.
No, Sheila is one of our members here who's not here. Very well. Thank you, Sheila.
Hi,
we
Sheila.
miss you terribly.
Yes.
I'm sorry I'm not there, but I was tempted to call because I understand that you're talking about clothing.
Yes.
And I was wondering, even though I can't see the show where I'm at, I'm in the Bronx, do you have anything for seasoned women who are queen size?
Seasoned women who are
And she
queen
can
size.
dress.
Well, to add to that, hello Sheila, and welcome to the show. Thanks for calling in. Yes, we do. We do more custom. I think that any young lady and every young lady that wants to make a statement when she leaves her home should have her clothes custom made for her. Because our ladies come from 4'7" to 6'3".
Wow.
You know, she could be a size 14, or she could be a size 22, or even a size 2. I think that is done more custom. So we do more custom with our ladies' stuff in our boutique. Yes.
Yeah, because
Well,
Sheila,
Sheila,
is a
we
super
miss
good
you
dresser.
terribly. We wish you a speedy recovery. And
Thank you.
for our viewing audience watching, Sheila will be back with us in January when we will be doing Takeover Tuesday again. Big kiss, Sheila.
Love you.
Love you.
Everyone
Okay.
have a blessed day.
Thank
Yes,
you.
and get well soon.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Yes,
too.
thanks.
Okay, bye-bye.
What I'd like to do now, I'd like to say, because this will be our last time together before the new year, I'd like to say what your wish is for the new year. I want to know if I should be praying for you for the store to be larger or another haberdashery too. Do we want a haberdashery too? No, we do not. And I want you to stay where you are, so then I can't make it bigger. So okay, there you go.
One
There-
haberdashery.
Okay. I just did. See, that's why we have to be on one accord.
Yes.
That's why the Bible
I just
says
can't
that.
see another place. I can't even see it in my home, Seattle, calling it Harlem Haberdashery. Now, there could be stores that are in different locations that Harlem Haberdashery can have pieces in, but as far as locations, there should only be one, and that's right there, 245
I love it.
Lenox.
So what would you see for the future for you personally, or the store,
My
or both?
future personally, just to stay healthy and loving, with a loving relationship with my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ.
Oh,
That's all.
you
I
took my answer, but okay, I can have it too.
Yes, he is
Thank
the Father of all.
God, he is. He is. Is that it?
That's pretty much it. I mean, you know,
Okay.
we've been so blessed. I think that my liquor to grow, to be found in Seattle, maybe, since they haven't picked it up yet, maybe.
I think you should have one more perfume.
Okay.
And it should be called Selenia.
Oh.
Selenia.
That's my
That's
name.
a good name for
Oh,
a
that's
perfume.
dope.
Yeah, my name
So
is
that means it has to be
Nice name for
pretty.
perfume.
Yeah,
It
but I
has
gotta
to
tell
be
you,
strong.
yeah, I want it more masculine
Yeah,
than flowery.
It has to be
It's
strong.
Yeah, it's not a old lady. Excuse me, older women, because I'm old.
Sunny.
Yeah, it's not. No, I want it, but it's called Selenia.
Okay,
and we'll talk about it.
Okay, we can.
I want
I
to.
like that. And we got a great maker. We
May
have a
even
great
go for men
maker.
and women. It could be, you know, we could call it Lou.
Oh, true.
There we go.
But
That's
they
men
don't claim
and
that
women.
it's for me.
That's right, Louis. You know, yeah. All right, Neray, what is your wish or dream for the future?
For the future or for into the new year is to definitely be healthier. Been battling with some sciatica pain, so so just to get healthier and for my business to flourish.
Correct.
All right.
Yes.
Excellent. Veronica?
What is that? I was going to say world peace. No, but successful film festival year this year. It's coming up. Submissions are open. Everybody.
Are they open?
They're
Where
open
do they
now,
go to?
and they can
Say
go
where
on to
they should go to.
thepeoplesfilmfestival.com and just submit your film on Film Freeway, and also the Public Media Awards that we're doing, and then also the Tech Expo. So I really hope that everyone gets involved, because it's a venue that we created for you to have.
Does it have select where if I want to enter something I shot on my phone, if I want to enter a documentary?
Documentaries, full features,
they can enter
international, anything that you wanted. And one of the things that I like is the fact that we are all professionals in our own right, meaning filmmaker, I shoot, I edit, but so we can see differently. And so we're looking at your film in a whole different aspect. And then not only that, we kind of like change the criteria in the sense that what they have out there so that you can come in. Because like I always say, why should your film, you only showed it once, sit on a shelf because it's not dated? You know, everybody has their favorite film. So, you know, I think it should be shown over and over and over again. So there's a rebirth of that. And so one of the things we like to do is to bring it in. I want everyone to see you, see your work, you know, that this is the home. So successful year next year with the People's Film
Excellent.
Festival.
I myself feel, and I've been saying this for about 2 months, next year is going to be something very different for me. I have no idea what that means, so I'm a little anxious, a little nervous, and extremely excited. I don't know if that is entitling a book, because I've had so many strangers come up to me now and say that's time for me to do. I started writing a play that I'm now thinking about going back and even trying to do that. I've had several people look at it and find it very exciting. There's nothing like that. I don't know if that's a podcast. I don't know what that'll be. And that's it right now. That's
There
it
goes our
right now. Exactly. So I'm not sure what that will be, but I myself too want to increase my walk with Christ. He's just working miracles that I can't begin to explain, and I am just so grateful, which I think is the key to everything, is gratitude. He can't give you more till he's sure you're grateful for what
There you
he's
go.
given you.
And
We
you
are
work with
so
Miss USA
excited.
and
I will be at the Miss Universe pageant in Atlanta. Tyler Perry will be graciously working with us. So please, on December 8th, be sure to look at Fox. I'm not sure I'll be co-hosting, but I will be doing the choreography and backstage screaming at the girls, which is what I do best. That's why Nat lets me do this.
all the little Lilies walking around, they are super bad.
We are so excited. Louis, thank you so
appreciate
much.
you.
When you
Thank you.
agreed to be here, I was so
I was
happy.
honored. I was absolutely honored. Thank you so much.
Yay! And Neray, we are so happy you made it. You are such a busy person. And Veronica, the film festival, I'm already so excited.
Yes,
I am so excited.
And you'll host for us. We love it.
When's the deadline for the submissions?
We got time. This regular submissions now. It's next February, and then March, and selections is in March.
Thank you very
And
much.
we didn't talk about that beautiful family
I
crest.
know, but I think we're out of time.
We're done. Yeah.
I think, aren't we? Look at the time.
18, 19.
Yes.
There we go. We love you. Thank you very much. You've been watching 30 Frames a Second, Takeover Tuesday. We will see you in January. Please stay tuned. Love you, Nat. Great show, guys.
Great. That was
Great
fun.
show.
It
It
was.
goes so fast, doesn't it?
It went so
know.
fast, right? But you're like so amazing. Like you can say one thing to you and you just poof, and it just
You're
opens up and
easy,
it
because
takes
some
you to
people
another
were
level.
dragged.